Welcome to what truly matters. Have you ever done something kind for someone, only to wonder if it even mattered? Have you ever extended your hand, offered your time, or given from your heart, and felt like it disappeared into a void? Unnoticed, unappreciated, maybe even rejected. In a world that often seems to run on transactions and instant results, kindness can feel like a risky investment. We wonder, what's the point if nothing changes? What's the point if they don't even say thank you? What's the point if I never see the difference it makes? Today, I want to share a story with you. A true story about an ordinary act of kindness that seemed to vanish without a trace. A story that will remind you why every single act of goodness you put into this world matters, even when you can't see it, even when you'll never know what became of it. Because kindness is never wasted, not ever. Let me tell you about Teresa. Teresa was a middle school teacher in a small town in Oregon. She wasn't remarkable in the way the world often measures such things. She didn't have awards on her wall or articles written about her. She was simply a woman who showed up every day, trying her best to make a difference in the lives of 13-year-olds who often didn't want to be there. It was a cold November afternoon when Marcus walked into her classroom for the first time. He was a transfer student mid-semester, which already made him an outsider. But there was something else about Marcus. A heaviness in the way he carried himself, a wall behind his eyes that said, "Don't bother, I'm not worth it." Teresa noticed. She always noticed the ones who tried to be invisible. Over the following weeks, she watched Marcus carefully. He sat in the back, never raised his hand, turned in minimal work, just enough to scrape by. During lunch, he sat alone. Other teachers complained about his attitude. The guidance counselor noted lack of engagement in his file. But Teresa saw something different. She saw a kid who was hurting. One day, after class, as Marcus was leaving, Teresa stopped him. "Marcus, wait a second." He turned, his face already defensive. "Here it comes," his expression said. "Another lecture, another adult telling me what I'm doing wrong." But Teresa just smiled. "I noticed you like to draw," she said, gesturing to the margins of his notebook, which were filled with intricate sketches. "You're really talented." Marcus shrugged, uncomfortable with the attention. "It's nothing." "It's not nothing," Teresa said, gently. "I wonder, would you be interested in staying after school once a week? There's an art room that nobody uses on Thursdays. I could unlock it for you. Give you some space to draw if you want. No pressure, just an offer." Marcus stared at her for a long moment, searching her face for the catch, the hidden agenda. There was none. "Why would you do that?" he asked quietly. Teresa's answer was simple. "Because I think you matter, Marcus. And sometimes we all need someone to believe that about us." He didn't answer. He just left. Teresa felt foolish. Maybe she'd overstepped. Maybe she'd misread the situation entirely. But the following Thursday, she unlocked the art room anyway and waited. Marcus didn't show up. The Thursday after that, she unlocked it again. Still nothing. On the third Thursday, just as Teresa was about to lock up and go home, she heard footsteps. Marcus appeared in the doorway, hands shoved deep in his pockets. "Is the offer still good?" he asked. "Always," Teresa said. And so it began. Every Thursday, Marcus would stay after school and draw, while Teresa graded papers nearby. They didn't talk much. Teresa didn't push. She just created space, safe, quiet, judgment-free space, and let Marcus be. Weeks passed, then months. Marcus's drawings grew more detailed, more confident. Occasionally, he'd show Teresa one, and she'd respond with genuine appreciation, never false praise, just honest recognition of what she saw. Then, one Thursday in March, Marcus didn't show up. Teresa waited the full hour. Nothing. The next week, still nothing. She asked around. The guidance counselor told her Marcus had been pulled out of school. Family emergency. Something about moving out of state. No forwarding information. Just gone. Teresa felt a familiar ache in her chest. The feeling every teacher knows when a student you've invested in simply disappears and you never get to know the end of their story. She thought about those Thursday afternoons and wondered, did it matter? Did any of it make a difference? The weeks turned into months. The school year ended. Teresa packed up her classroom, put Marcus's file back in the cabinet with dozens of others, and tried not to think too much about the kid with the sad eyes who used to draw in the art room. Life went on. 5 years later, Teresa was at a coffee shop in Portland, 2 hours from the town where she taught. She was there for a weekend teachers' conference, enjoying a rare Saturday morning to herself. As she stood in line, she noticed the artwork on the walls, a local artist's showcase, according to the small placard. The pieces were stunning, raw, honest. Each one seemed to tell a story of struggle and survival, darkness and light. Something about them felt familiar. She moved closer to one piece, a charcoal drawing of a small empty room with a single chair and a window. Through the window, light was breaking through storm clouds. It was titled Thursday. Teresa's breath caught. In the corner, barely visible, was a signature, Monsieur Torres. "Do you like it?" Teresa turned to find a young man standing beside her. He was tall now, filled out, but the eyes, those eyes she recognized. "Marcus?" His face broke into a smile. "Miss Harrison, I can't believe... What are the odds?" They hugged and Teresa felt tears starting to form. "Marcus, these are yours? You're the artist?" He nodded, a mix of pride and humility in his expression. "Yeah, I actually just got into an art program, full scholarship. I'm starting in the fall." "Marcus, that's incredible. I'm so proud of you." They sat down with their coffees, and Marcus told her his story. After he'd left her school, things had gotten harder before they got better. His mum had struggled with addiction. They'd bounced between relatives' homes, shelters, temporary housing. There were times Marcus thought he wouldn't make it. Times he didn't want to. "But you know what kept me going," he said, looking at Teresa with those eyes that were no longer quite so sad. "Those Thursdays, that art room, the fact that you saw something in me when I couldn't see anything in myself." Teresa shook her head, her voice thick with emotion. "Marcus, I didn't do anything. I just unlocked a door." "Exactly," he said. "You unlocked a door, and that was everything." He pulled out his phone and showed her a photograph, a piece he'd done recently. It was a door, slightly ajar, with light streaming through the opening. "I called it the kindness room," Marcus explained, "because that's what it was. You created a space where I could exist without judgment, where I could just be. And in that space, I remembered who I was underneath all the pain. I found my voice again." He paused, his eyes glistening. "Miss Harrison, there were nights I wanted to give up, but I'd remember that someone believed I mattered. Even when I was at my lowest, even when I had nothing to offer back, you treated me like I was worth something. That saved my life, literally." Teresa couldn't speak. She just reached across the table and squeezed his hand. Marcus continued, "And that's not even the whole story. Last year I started volunteering at a youth shelter, teaching kids how to draw. There's this one kid, Danny. He reminds me so much of myself back then. I do for him what you did for me. I show up. I create space. I believe in him when he can't believe in himself." He smiled. "And yesterday, Danny told me he started going back to school. He said having someone who cares made him want to try again." Teresa wiped her eyes. Marcus, I had no idea. When you left, I thought. I worried it didn't matter. That's the thing about kindness, isn't it? Marcus said softly. We don't always get to see what it grows into. You planted a seed 5 years ago, and you're only now seeing a tiny part of what it became. But that seed kept growing, even when you couldn't see it. It's still growing. Let me ask you something. When Teresa stayed after school those Thursday afternoons, unlocking an art room for a kid who didn't even show up the first 2 times, was her kindness wasted? When Marcus disappeared and she never heard from him again, when she went home wondering if she'd made any difference at all, was her kindness wasted? The world would tell us yes. The world measures return on investment. The world wants immediate results, visible outcomes, concrete proof that our efforts mattered. But here's what the world doesn't understand. Kindness operates on a different economy. Kindness isn't transactional, it's transformational. When you are kind to someone, you're not making a business deal. You're planting a seed in the garden of their soul. And seeds don't grow on your timeline. They don't report back. They don't send you progress updates. Some seeds take 5 years to sprout, like Marcus's story. Some take longer. Some may not bloom until after you're gone. But every seed matters. Every single one. Think about the kindness in your own life. Think about the people who were gentle with you when you were at your worst. The stranger who smiled at you on a day when you felt invisible. The friend who called at exactly the right moment. The teacher, the neighbor, the family member who believed in you before you believed in yourself. Did they know what their kindness would become? Did they see the full impact of their gentle words, their patient presence, their unconditional support? Probably not. But you're living proof that their kindness wasn't wasted. You're the bloom that grew from their seeds. And now you're planting seeds of your own. Every time you choose patience over frustration, you're planting a seed. Every time you offer help without expecting anything back, you're planting a seed. Every time you speak words of encouragement to someone who feels defeated, you're planting a seed. Every time you show up for someone, even when, especially when, they can't return the favor, you're planting a seed. You may never know what those seeds become. You may never get a coffee shop reunion where someone tells you how much you mattered. You may live your whole life wondering if your kindness made any difference at all. But here's what I know, and here's what I need you to hear. Your kindness is never wasted. Not when it's ignored, not when it's rejected, not when it seems to disappear into darkness without leaving a trace. Because kindness has a way of surviving things that seem impossible, has a way of taking root in the most unlikely soil. It has a way of multiplying in ways we can't predict or control. Marcus is teaching Danny. Danny might teach someone else, and that someone might teach another, and on, rippling forward through time, changing lives in ways Teresa will never know about, all because she unlocked a door one Thursday afternoon. All because she chose kindness when it would have been easier not to. Here's the truth that this world desperately needs to remember. We are all connected. Every act of kindness you extend sends ripples through the fabric of humanity. You can't see where those ripples go. You can't measure their impact. You can't track their journey. But they go somewhere. They touch someone. They change something. Always. The question isn't whether your kindness matters. The question is, will you keep being kind, even when you can't see the results? Will you keep planting seeds even when you don't get to see the harvest? Because that's what real kindness is. It's not a performance. It's not a strategy. It's not a way to feel good about yourself or earn cosmic points. Real kindness is love in action, with no strings attached. It's giving simply because you have something to give. It's showing up simply because someone needs you to. And that kind of kindness changes the world, one invisible seed at a time. So today, I want to encourage you, don't stop being kind. Don't let the cynicism of this world convince you that kindness is naive or pointless or wasted. Don't let the silence of unanswered gestures make you believe you're not making a difference. Every single time you choose kindness, you're participating in something sacred. You're becoming part of a story you may never fully know. You're planting seeds in gardens you may never visit. And that's okay. That's actually beautiful. Because kindness isn't about you. It's about what the world needs. And the world needs your kindness, your gentleness, your willingness to believe in people even when they can't believe in themselves. The world needs you to unlock doors, to create safe spaces, to plant seeds, even when, especially when, you can't see what they'll become. If this story touched your heart, I'd love for you to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel if you want more stories that speak to the soul. Share this video with someone who needs to be reminded that their kindness matters. And leave a comment telling me about a time someone's kindness changed your life. Or a time your kindness might have changed someone else's, even if you never knew for sure. Because we all need these reminders. We all need to know we're not alone in trying to make this world a little softer, a little kinder, a little more full of light. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for every act of kindness you've ever extended, especially the ones nobody noticed. Those matter most of all. And you, what truly matters to you?